And what they think about when they think heaven, they get most of the theology of heaven from Far Side cartoons and Pearly Gates jokes. And someone dies, goes to be with the Lord. Paul says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So here we are.
You believe that?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
good,
Paul
good,
said
good,
it.
good. And it doesn't mean something weird. I mean, it just says what he said.
Paul often means something weird.
Yes, okay.
But not there.
All right.
So to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That means in 2009, if I die, then I'm with the Lord instantly. All right? But let's say the second coming, for the sake of discussion, is 1,000 years out still. So what's the condition of the departed saint between this date and the day of resurrection? Well, that's the intermediate state, for want of a better phrase, the intermediate state of glory where you're with the Lord. And many Christians have gone that far, which is good. I think the Bible teaches it.
Philippians 1,
yeah, absolutely.
It is better.
It's better
than here,
depart
right?
and to be with Christ.
So
it's better.
if I have a church member who dies this year, I can say to them, this is going to be so much better now.
Absolutely.
Okay,
right.
So keep going.
Because you're in the millennial reign of Christ.
Save that.
Yeah. Now he's immanentizing the eschaton.
Yes, he is.
So in that intermediate state, many Christians have accepted that intermediate state as our final hope.
Yes.
But in the creed, we confess that we believe in the resurrection of the dead, not in the immortality of the soul. Now, we do believe in the immortality of the soul, but that's not our final hope. Our final hope is the dead are raised. And so this intermediate state of heaven, many Christians have said, that's my final hope. And they think that they're going to die and go off into a 17th dimension floaty place. And this floaty place is something they can't even begin to relate to. And so they don't think about it at all. They sort of put it out of their minds because they can't get them. Am I going to be a human being? What am I, good grief. And so they don't long for the day of resurrection. But what you were citing this morning, when we see him, we're going to become like him because we're going to see him as he is. Everyone who has this hope in himself purifies himself even as he is pure. So when we hope for the day of resurrection, that has that's a sanctifying influence. And if we get stuck halfway in the intermediate state, we're not setting our final hope where we ought to. So when I said, this world is not my home, I'm just passing through, and I flipped it around, heaven is not my home, I'm just passing through, I was referring to that intermediate state. Right. We're just passing through the intermediate state. And when we die and go to be with the Lord, it's better than here in that intermediate state because you're with Christ.
That's right.
But you still have something to look forward to.
Yeah, massive to look forward to. Resurrection of the body and all of its capacities to delight in Christ. So we're still